is the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. 30 minutes of highlights, analysis, and features of Alabama A&M Bulldog basketball. The Alabama A&M Basketball Review is brought to you by ARM Software, Buffalo Wild Wings at Madison Square Mall, Woody Anderson Ford, The Fellowship of Faith Church, Tellini's Italiano, 90.9 WJAB, Five Guys, Aramark, Union Hill Primitive Baptist Church, and Wings to Go. And now, with Coach Willie Hayes, here's your host, Reggie Benson.
Hello and welcome to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. I'm your host, Reggie Benson, along with men's basketball coach Willie Hayes. The Bulldogs split a pair of games over the weekend, but Coach, it's a homestand that you really needed both of those wins.
Yeah, we really needed both of them, but this group has been playing up and down lately here. They'll play one good game, and the next game they're kind of flat. So that's something we got to rectify going down the stretch here. It's
been tough, really, particularly at home.
Yeah, the home game, that's ironic about this team. We're playing better on the road. The good part about this stretch here, 5 out of your last 7 is on the road, and that's uncommon to hear a coach say you'd rather be on the road than at home.
You've got some work to do in terms of trying to move up and be in that 4th spot for the tournament. It starts tonight at Alabama State, one of your big rivals.
Yeah, one of our big rivals, the #1 team in the conference. So, you know, there should not be a lot of talk to get these guys up to play this game here. You go down there handling your business, you right back up there in that 4th slot. So you're only one game out of 4. So, and that's where you want to kind of end the season, if anything, or higher. But right now, we're just shooting for that number 4 slot.
This is a team, though, that's been really, really good. And they're undefeated at home, beat you here by 3 points. One of those close losses we talked about you got in this building.
Yeah, it's one of those close losses. We had opportunity to win it. You know, it just turned the ball over. You know, just didn't execute going down the stretch, and that's something we're gonna have to work on, especially at their place, because they're gonna play a lot better. That means that we got to up our game to even go down there and play a good game for them.
Give us an idea of the week of practice. What's it been like?
It's been pretty good. Did a lot of shooting. We didn't shoot the ball well against Arkansas Pine Bluff. We did against Valley, but for some reason we just didn't attack the baskets against Arkansas Pine Bluff. He played a pretty good zone against us, but we stood out there and, you know, we just shot jump shots. We was 2 out of 20, and you're not going to win many games shooting 2 out of 20. And we're one of the teams that's in the league that hit more threes than anybody per game, but we just couldn't get them to fall that night.
Talk about the health of your basketball team. Look, I know everybody's beat up this time of the year, but what's the status of your team?
Right now, you know, you got a lot of soreness. You got some guys that playing heavy minutes. I know Wednesday we practiced. We only went an hour, 15 minutes because I saw some of the soreness in guys, so I backed off of them and took some time off of practice and let them do a lot of ice baths. So we had a couple of guys that got an ice bath Wednesday night.
But this is a game, look, it's a rivalry game. They're in first place. This is the kind of game that if you can get a win, it could do great things for your team going down the stretch.
Well, anytime that you can go to your arch rival and win on their court, and they're the #1 team in your conference and you get a win, that'll be good going down the stretch for you, because this team needs a good win going down the stretch here.
Sure. When we come back, we'll look back at Alabama A&M's win over Mississippi Valley State. Thanks for watching the Alabama A&M Basketball Review.
Brandon lights up the court every game. Soon, he'll do it as an electrical engineer. Jordan specializes in logistics and supply chain management, on and off the field. Ashley's been schooling players at the net and student teaching in the classroom. Alabama A&M, 4 years of artistic, academic, and athletic discovery. We deliver the full university experience. Alabama A&M University. Start here. Go anywhere.
Welcome to the Union Hill Primitive Baptist Church, where we believe that our God-given vision is to be determined and steadfast in our commitment to proclaiming the Word of God. Join us on Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. for morning worship, and take advantage of our weekly Bible study options with studies on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m., Wednesdays at 12 p.m., or Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Once again, we welcome you to Union Hill Primitive Baptist Church, where our mission is proclaiming the gospel to the lost world, producing mature disciples, and providing for the non-spiritual needs of the people.
Welcome back to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. The Bulldogs welcomed Mississippi Valley State to town and came away with a big 6-point win. Coach, I know the win is big. The 6-point margin is probably not what you wanted, though.
No, you know, anytime that you can win at home, you want that win. But we just didn't win the way that I thought we should have won that game. At one stretch, you know, we went up by 15 points. And I think our guys got a little lax, and Valley start hitting some shots, and then once that momentum change, it's hard to get it back, and we struggle going down the stretch.
It's a team though. This team has let teams back in games.
Right, and that's been our motto this year. We get us a good lead, or we'll get a lead, and we let teams back into it. They just get lax too much, and that's something that we got to work on going down these final 7 games here. And when we get a lead, we need to hold on to those leads, and we just got to keep on going to the end, to all the times off that clock.
You kind of made made things a little tougher than they should be some nights, and again, it happened against Memphis Valley State.
Yeah, we make it hard for ourselves. We get leads, and we start taking ill-advised shots, or we turn the ball over, thinking that this teams are going to lay down, and I think they thought Valley was going to lay down. We went up by 15, and they just didn't. Scrappy team, small team like that, they're not going to quit. They're going to keep coming at you. They're going to keep running. They're going to keep shooting until that ball go in, and it worked in their favor. They kept pressing, they kept shooting, and they started getting shots to fall, and we didn't have shots falling.
You look at that box score, 4 people in double figures. Of course, we know about Ladarius Tab.
Right.
He's been terrific. Rakia Battle, 16 and 7.
Right.
Nick has a double-double, 12 and 14. I mean, Justin comes off the bench and plays big for you. That's the kind of consistency you look for every night.
That's what we're looking for every night. I know what I'm gonna get out of Rakia, Nick West, and Ladarius Tab. On other nights you need either Justin Colvin or Tyler Davis, Adrian Edwards, Mike Hutchinson, Marcus Merriweather. One of those other guys to give you 4 scores, that's going to be big for us going down the stretch.
Perfect. Give me an idea now. You get through that game. You're not happy with the way you play, but you win. Now you got to get ready for Monday night. Monday night has been upset night in this league.
Yeah, it's been upset night, and you're playing against a team, Arkansas Pine Bluff, that they're going to play that zone for the whole 40 minutes, and that's his thing. That's his way of playing. He's going to stay in it regardless of what's going on. And we took a lead in that game. And then you come out in the second half, you take a lead, and then we go flat again. Yeah. And that's something, like I said, we just got to work on. We got to work on playing 40 minutes of basketball and not playing. You want to play in spurts, which is good sometimes, but we got to have more spurts than the other team have.
Give me an idea now. We have no seniors. Mm-hmm. We've got some juniors. Some of those guys aren't very vocal. Who's the guy to maybe kind of rally this team, kind of get in somebody's face and kind of get this team going the way you want to down the stretch?
That's what you don't have right now. That's something you don't have right now because of the transfer that you have in. It's their first year. They're still trying to learn their role. But, as a coach, you always tell it don't matter you're a junior, sophomore, freshman, you can step up and be a leader. I think Rakia does a fairly decent job of it, but he hasn't got the grasp of it yet. And we need him or Ladarius Tab. One of those two, I think, are the most vocal 2 guys on this team, and one of those got to do the job of getting these guys together.
Give us an idea about Nick. He had a double-double. He's coming back from the ankle. How far is he back in terms of being 100%?
Not 100% yet, because in practice Wednesday, he was just telling me, he still don't feel his legs up under him yet. So that's why we cut back on his practice time, on a lot of practice time, and we did the ice bath, hoping that that would help him get his legs back under him, get his rhythm going. And that's the main thing with Nick. He's 6'11", long, lanky guy. He has to get his rhythm going, and that's one thing we want to work on before this game.
Well, all year long, Rakia's played well, Tab has played well. Nick probably is the guy that probably may be the most versatile guy you have on this basketball team, and we're hoping that maybe these last 7 games you can see that.
He is the most versatile guy. You're talking about a guy that's 6'11", that can handle the ball, that can shoot, that can post when you want to, and block shots. At majority of the season, he's been leading the league in rebounding. I think he's second in rebounding right now. So this guy can do a lot of things for you, and he can be a big plus for us in helping other guys going down the stretch.
You've got some other guys, though, that we're counting on. And look, it's kind of do or die right now. Mm-hmm. You're trying to fight your way back up in the standings to be in that top 4 so you can avoid playing on the first day.
Right, and that's what you want to do. You want to stay in that top 4. Try to avoid that first day, because that first day is hard. That's the hardest game to play, is that first game. If you get past that first game, things kind of get, you kind of get in a rhythm. So that's what we're trying to do, trying to play these games 1 game at a time, 1 half at a time, 1 possession at a time, and get somebody going.
Yeah, you can't look too far ahead. I mean, you're in 6th place, but you have time to get where you want to be at the end of the year, but you have to take it game by game.
Yeah, you're in 6th place, and you're only 1 game from being in 4th. And that's how crazy this is, just packed in that middle right there. You 1 game from being in 4th place, and you want to take 1 game at a time. And this game coming up, Alabama State, is one of the biggest one. And they're the #1 team in your conference. You go in and you make a statement in that game there, it'll help you going down the stretch.
we need some fans to travel down I-65 tonight, right?
We need them coming down, and we've been good. Well, they've been good coming down, supporting us the last 3 years. You know, it seems like something always happened down there in Montgomery.
Right.
Every time we have a lead, shot clock or lights go off or something. So we're expecting anything to happen. We ready for whatever happened this year.
Now, I know you saw Steve Rogers earlier this week. Now, did he say something you?
Steve, me and Steve been knowing each other for a long time. We had an opportunity to play against each other. He's a graduate of A&M, and I'm a graduate of A&M. Alabama State, and I'm a graduate of A&M, so we did get a chance to play against each other. Yeah. One thing we always say, I see you in Montgomery, and that's just how we are.
Sure is. When we come back, we'll look at Alabama's A&M's loss to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Thanks for watching the Alabama A&M Basketball Review.
Ariel took down enough pins to help win a conference championship. Her mechanics are just as strong in engineering. Aiden is mastering psychology on the golf course and in the classroom. No hurdles too high for Raven, on the track or in nutrition. Alabama A&M, 4 years of artistic, academic, and athletic discovery. We deliver the full university experience. Alabama A&M University. Start here. Go anywhere.
90.9 WJAB FM Huntsville.
100,000 watts, 24 hours a day.
Smooth jazz and cool vocals.
And the home of mellow madness till midnight.
You bring me joy.
90.9 WJAB.
From the campus of Alabama A&M University.
Welcome back to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. With an opportunity to move up in the SWAC standings, Alabama A&M struggled against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Coach, this is a team that plays great zone. Second half, I don't know if they played great zone or just you didn't shoot it very well.
Arkansas Pine Bluff plays a great zone. I have to give them credit, but we didn't shoot the ball well. We had a lot of open shots. We missed a lot of open shots. You go 10 for 20 from the three-point line, you're not going to win too many games. Mm-hmm. And, this team here has been leading the league in three-point shots made. Mm-hmm. And we come into this game leading the league, but, for some reason we struggle. We just, for some reason, could not get in a rhythm. Even just layups, shots close to the basket, we missed. We didn't score a transition basket in that game. No baskets. We missed layups in transition. We missed easy crib shots. We couldn't hold on to the ball. And it just was one of them games. It was just one of them games that we just couldn't get nothing going.
One of those deals that anything that could go wrong went wrong that night, and it just happened to be, unfortunately another home game.
Right.
Which, you just can't let people come to your house and beat you.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen, but it happens because we went on the road and won some game, but that will happen. We just got to bounce back from this game here. We just got to get our mindset back, doing what we do best, and that's getting out in transition, playing defense. And what we got to do, we got to get more steals. We got to get transition baskets so the half-court offense, you don't have to struggle so much. Go so hard trying to score in your half-court offense, try to get some easy baskets.
Well, let's face it, historically, they've been a great team, like you said, defensively.
Right.
So when you have to play against that defense every possession, it makes it very, very difficult to score.
It makes it very difficult. That's why you have to get turnovers to try to get you some easy baskets, and we just didn't do that. And you trying to just go in your half-court offense, that's going to be hard.
So you're throwing the fact you don't shoot it well. Mm-hmm. Not only not shoot it well from the field, you don't shoot it well from the line. You miss 12 free throws, and then you turn the ball over, and they score a bunch of points off turnovers. That just adds to the problems that you had that night.
Right, yeah, we have every opportunity to win that game. Going down the stretch, we're on the line, missing free throws. You can't miss free throws, especially this late in the season and at home. I think we were 16 out of 28. Missed a lot front end, a lot of one-and-ones. We had an opportunity to cut the game down to 3. We go to the line. We missed 2 free throws right there. So, those games like that, you can't have free throws being missed.
Mentally, over the course of the game, it begins to wear on you, doesn't it?
Right. It wore on it because it was probably the first game I saw these guys looking at each other disgusted a little bit, and it not entirely at each other. I guess it's the way that we played as a team as a whole. Everyone looking for someone else to make that move and make that step to do something when it should have been yourself, stepping up and doing something. Yeah. You don't have to look, you want your teammate to do something, but you yourself had to make something happen too.
Yeah. Now, we know Tab had a good game, not a great game, but then West had a decent game, but nobody else after them really really contributed much in the scoring column.
You know, and looking back at that game, I looked at the stats, and I actually thought Ladarius, shot the ball terrible. And really he didn't. He was 8 out of 13. He only missed 5 shots. But I guess the shots that he missed were difficult shots. And it made it look like he was taking a lot of bad shots. And it was 8 out of 13 from the field. Nick was 3 out of 7, but the shots he missed was crib shots. Anytime you're missing the easy shots at the basket and they go down and score, it makes it look a whole lot worse than what it is.
It's going to be difficult for you to win if he doesn't get back to 100% and quickly, because you need him. I mean, we talked earlier.
Right.
This guy can really do a lot of things for you.
We need him to be healthy. We need him psychologically to be mentally healthy as well. And like I told him during the game, just keep playing, son. Eventually, you're gonna come out your slump, and hopefully, today that he'll come out of that slump.
Terrific. I mean, look, Bama State. Let's face it. If you can't get your kids up to play, your job shouldn't have to get them ready to play today.
Not against your arch rival, not against the #1 team in the conference.
Right.
But I give this team here credit. Normally against teams in our conference that was at the top, we played well against.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting the same thing out of them tonight.
Well, let's face it, particularly when you consider, such a narrow loss here a few weeks back. I mean, a game that was right there for you guys to take. And,
right there for us to take. Missed free throws, missed opportunities, turnovers, and you get a game to them.
Yeah. We've got to find a way. Look, you've had some narrow losses both home and road. To win one of those games could really kind of turn the switch on this team. You think?
Yeah, it can turn the switch, and that's part of the inexperience of this team. Like I said, 9, 10 new guys on this team. Only one that really got a lot of significant time last year. That was Nick West. So they're still trying to learn each other, even though it's going late in the season. There's no real leader out there right now to just take over games for us. Ladarius going to get us his points and rebounds, but you need that leadership out there to talk to everyone to get them going.
Well, now you can add some things to talk about this team. Your assistant coach can add something, but now, there's nothing like going down there and playing at the Acadome.
It's nothing like it. Just the atmosphere. Their fans, our fans. They going back and forth at it. Me and Lou going back and forth at it in a good fashion. That's the thing about this game here. We're good friends off the court. We're going to go at it for that 40 minutes, and after that game, win, lose, or draw, we're still good friends.
When we come back, we'll talk more about the Alabama State game. Thanks for watching the Alabama A&M Basketball Review.
Hello, I am Pastor Troy. There are a lot of people hurting emotionally, hurting physically, hurting financially, family hurting spiritually, and there is no hurt like church hurt. If you are hurting, I got a prescription for you. Psalm 147:3 says, He healeth the broken in heart and binds up their wounds. If you are hurting, come to the Fellowship of Faith Church and experience the healing of Jesus.
Joining me now is Alabama A&M women's basketball coach Semeka Randall. The Lady Bulldogs swept the homestand over the weekend, beating Mississippi Valley State and Arkansas Pine Bluff. Coach, you were in desperate need of 2 wins, and fortunately you were able to get them.
Definitely. Really proud of our team in terms of putting together 2 back-to-back stellar performance. And I would say collectively different people stepped up, but the right people stepped up that we need to have stepped up right now going into the tail end of your season here.
Huge first half against Mississippi Valley State. 44-29 at the half. You go on and lead by as many as 25 points. Again, we talked earlier about one of your better games from start to finish. That's got to rank up there pretty high.
Definitely. I'm starting to learn the team a little bit more in terms of for us to keep that pedal on them is really extending our defense, and we've been pressing and changing up the defense to force teams to play fast, and it's helped us because we've been able to play transition basketball for us too as well.
You've learned that this team plays better in transition as opposed to trying to play against that half-court set?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of times when we get in the half-court, we tend to turn the basketball over, and it's really unforced turnovers. So to speed the game up and then really to throw the opponent off, just switching defenses like crazy. And they've done a really fantastic job of it. And it's fun now because I can ask them, hey guys, what defense do you want to play? And anytime they're bought into it, it works really well for us.
Sure. We know what Brittany's done for us. She had another great game, but a name we don't mention very much, Janice Gatson, really has played particularly well in the homestand.
She's played well throughout this whole season. I'm going to give her a lot of credit that she's played her role. And she's been a great leader on the floor for us. And when we've gone to our little combination defense, she's been even bigger threat because she's smarter at that position. And you got to have a great IQ, and I think she's done a fantastic job of that.
Well, we knew about her defensive skills, but now it seems like her offensive game has really kind of turned around of late.
I tell you what, I know we've talked a lot, about how we've played good transition, but in the half court, we've taken the right shots, and it's been her on the receiving end of receiving the ball from a reverse pass, and she stepped up and knocked down some big threes, or she's coming off a stagger screen and knocking that shot down. So really, really proud of her.
You look at the win against Valley, now you got to turn around and play an Arkansas Pine Bluff team. Monday nights in this league seem like they've been upset nights, but your team was focused and really came out and played well again.
Well, I think we had to be focused considering what happened to us down there.
Sure.
And how, we didn't play probably our best basketball, and we ended up extending the game by getting into overtime, and then a questionable call down the stretch really changed the outcome for us. So we had to kind of it's lingering in our back of our heads like, hey, we got to come out here ready to go. And from the start to finish, again, a great performance by really our two scoring and leaders on this team, J.D. Miles and Brittany Strickland, and then obviously Janice following behind it.
Prior to that, I guess the last 4 or 5 games, hadn't heard much from Janie, but came up in a big way against Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Not bad coming out game. When you talk about a double-double,
right,
and just all the other things she does out on the floor, whether it's an assist that leads to a, Janice knocking down a shot or Brittany getting an open shot. It was really, really good to see her just play and not think so much out there on the floor, and we're going to need that from this point out.
If you can get those 3, and then you throw a Taylor Scipio, you throw a Jalen Snowden, you throw somebody else in that mix. I mean, that's what you need, 4, 5, 6, 7 people contributing every night for you to have a chance to kind of move up in the standings where you want to before the tournament starts.
That would be great if we can get it going. And we realize this is going to be a tough stretch down because we're on the road, so we're going to have to go win some on the road. So what great one to start is that down in Alabama State.
Exactly. Look, earlier this year you got your first win against the Lady Hornets here at home. Now you got to turn around and go down there, their place. The interesting thing, if you can get a win, it'd be great, but also after that, you get a week to get ready for the next road trip, which is very important.
Yes. This stretch is just really tough for us, but one game at a time. Alabama State, I think they're going to be prepared for them. I think we threw them for a loop when we played them here in terms of we just totally took them completely out of their set, so I think they're going to be ready. But we got something for them. We're going to throw another little hook at them and see what happens. And then we're going to go back and do what, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So we're going to definitely go back to what was good for us, but switch it up a lot.
Sure. Look, this time of year, everybody's beat up. Give me the health status of your team.
Well, as you can hear from me, I got a little bug going on, and we got a few players on the team who got a little bug. So we pumping orange juice and getting rest. So we'll be ready to go. There's no excuse. Brittany was a little sick on Monday, but she played right through it. So we'll be ready to go.
Keys to victory for your team tonight?
Take care of the basketball is going to be huge. Make shots and then shut their go-to players down. If we can do those and control it, then we'll be okay.
You look at this 5 out of the last 7, one game at a time, but particularly that last week. Is it 4 games in 7 or 8 days or something like that? That's got to be brutal.
Well, and I think where it's, as I'm looking at the schedule and trying to piece it together, when we get done with this Alabama State game, I'm really going to give our kids a couple days off back-to-back because they'll need it for this long stretch ahead.
Terrific. Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll be rejoined by men's basketball coach Willie Hayes. Thanks for watching the Alabama A&M Basketball Review.
Brandon lights up the court every game. Soon, he'll do it as an electrical engineer. Jordan specializes in logistics and supply chain management, on and off the field. Ashley's been schooling players at the net and student teaching in the classroom. Alabama A&M, 4 years of artistic, academic, and athletic discovery, we deliver the full university experience. Alabama A&M University. Start here. Go anywhere.
Welcome back to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. The Bulldogs visit Alabama State tonight in the Magic City version of basketball.
Right.
Coach, Alabama State came here a few weeks back, came away with a 59-56 win. Jamel Waters, a guy that you're very familiar with, was here on a visit. He starts at point guard for them. Had a huge second half against you. 14 of his 18 points here to propel them to a win. You've got to find a way to kind of slow him down.
Yeah, I mean, the previous games we played against him, we did a good job of slowing him down. That's how we beat him. We let him get going late in that game, but we still had opportunity to win that game. They're going to use late in the game ball screens for him so he can get his shot off, and we're just going to do a little something different if they go to that same situation.
You got two of the premier point guards in the league playing tonight against each other. Rakia battle for you and Waters for Alabama State.
Yeah, two of the premier and totally two different point guards. One is a scoring point guard and one is a creator. You know, I think Rakia is leading the league in assists, and I think Jamil is right behind him. But Jamil is more of a scoring point guard. You know, and those type guards that'll give you trouble. Ones that can score and create for others. We just got to attack him a little bit more. Try to get him off the floor. Try to get him in foul trouble, and make him have to chase Rakia a lot.
Give me the keys to the game for your basketball team.
Well, emotions. You can't let their fans early in the game get going. They're going to shoot a lot of threes at home. That's where they play at home. And we got to handle the ball. They're probably going to try to press us because we're young at our point guard slot. But I think Rakia, he struggled here in that game, and we only lost by 3. But I think he'll be ready for this game here.
Anybody in particular might have had a great week of practice this week, or anybody you're expecting to step up tonight? Well,
we need Adrian Edwards to step up and help us. He's an athletic, strong young man that can, you know, get around the basket, get some rebounds and score for you, and also defend. We just need 1 or 2 other guys to step up beside the normal 3 that we have.
Yeah. Anything that's happened this week that makes you think this team will be ready to play?
Just watching them in practice, you know, the energy that we've had in practice the last 2 days, and knowing that it's your arch rival, going down to Montgomery and knowing that this is the #1 team in the conference.
I'm not sure. Now, if you don't beat them, I'm not sure who else is going to beat them. Maybe, I know the only loss they have is to Texas Southern. They're undefeated at home, 9-0. It's going to take a great effort to come away with a win tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard game, tough game, but we got to play Alabama A&M basketball. If we play Alabama A&M basketball, our chances of winning are great. You know, the thing about Alabama State, they got to go on the road just like we got to go on the road. So we need to be the one that go in there and break their streak of no losses at home.
Sure. Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you, Reggie.
On behalf of Willie Hayes and Semeka Randall, I'm Reggie Benson. Thanks for joining us on the Alabama A&M Basketball Review.